Hey, good idea, good idea. Let it go. Let's go, Ted. Get you up, good Ted. Hey, good Ted. Get you up. Hey, you're all knocked out. You got it, Ted. You're pretty sure. We just didn't do it back here. Get you up, get you up. Get you up. Yeah, but you went on.
And for the Falcons, leading off here is Lance and Orndorff. The first pitch is up at the eyes for ball one. Again, quick inning for the Falcons in the first. Lance and Orndorff only pitching 5 pitches to the Rams. Second pitch is in there for a strike, evening up the count here at 1.
Lucas, to right.
Pitch is fouled off into the land of cars. But we'll bring the count to 1-2 here on the Falcons pitcher.
Anything close.
Orndorff lines it to center or shortstop, and he is called out. Good play by the shortstop, but Lanson or Orndorff does not get there. So 1 out here for the Falcons, and that's going to bring up Jackson Hare starting at third base today.
Hold on, Ray. Doesn't matter. Amy.
All right, and first pitch to Jackson Hare is a called strike.
Go, Jackson. Go, Jackson.
Ball in the dirt is blocked by the catcher, so 1-1 count here to Jackson Hare.
Go, Jackson.
Again, do not have first names here for the Rams, but the pitcher today is number 17. His last name is Bird. It's ahead in the count here, 1-2 on Jackson Hare. Pitch is swung on, and it is in the dirt. Rams catcher will get it over to first for the strikeout. So 2 outs here for the Falcons, and that's going to bring up Blake Jacobs, shortstop.
Sorry, I usually don't do that.
So 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. That pitch is high, so ball 1 on Jacobs. Ball in the dirt again, so even a 2-1 or 2-0 count here on Jacobs. Again, ball is in the dirt, so 3-0 count on Jacobs here in the bottom of the first for the Falcons. Again, 2 outs. Ground out to the shortstop to start the inning, and then a strikeout. And that ball is taken for a ball, so that will be a walk for Jacobs. So 1 on, 2 outs here for the Falcons as number 3, Uriah Cutter, comes up to bat. Cutter is in right field today after having a spectacular game last night at the mound, and foul tip into the catcher's mitt, and Jacobs does steal second. So going back to Cutter's performance last night, pitched 4 innings, gave up 2 hits, only 2 runs, struck out 3, did have 2 walks as well, and did get the win in a 14-4 win over the Trojans of Hampshire. That ball is inside, so it's going to even up the count here at 1-1. Again, 2 outs, bottom of the first, no score so far. Jacobs advances on the steal to second. So runner scoring position here for the Falcons. The curveball swung on and dribbled down third base line, but does squeak foul. So now 1-2 count on Cutter.
Smart guys, stick ahead here. 1-2. What? Bird. They way ahead, Brian.
Cutter reaches for it, grounds it short, he bobbles it, and it is in time to get Cutter on the ground out. So that will end the inning for the Falcons. We go to the top of the second. And welcome back here to the top of the second, where the Southern Garrett Rams come in after a 1-2-3 first inning. Orndorff's pitch, first one of the inning, is popped up, and it is caught by Blake Jacobs as he steps back almost to the center fielder, but does make the out. So one down here, again making quick work of the first batter here in the top of the second. 4 batters so far here for the Southern Rams, and Orndorff has only thrown 6 pitches. That was the pitcher Bird that just popped out. Now up for the Rams is number 10, Williams.
Let's go on out. Let's go on, Shane. Shane, come on out. Yeah, pretty good. Last inning gets it.
I don't know if you had a relative on the team that
Go on, go ahead.
Orndorff's pitch is tipped into the catcher's glove and strike, so it should be 1-2 here. No, 1-1 on Williams here. And that is strike 3 there for Lance and Orndorff. So Orndorff's first strikeout of the game. It gives 2 outs now for the Rams. And up now is number 23, Tasker. So again, 2 outs here for Orndorff. His first pitch is popped up into, again, the land of cars here behind Falcon Field. Tasker, the catcher, here this afternoon. Orndorff's pitch is in there for a strike. 0-2 count here with 2 outs in the top of the second for the Rams. So far, Orndorff pitching very efficiently. Only 12 pitches here through the first 5 batters. And that is outside for a ball. So 1-2 count. Again, 2 outs here in the top of the second for the Rams. That ball is grounded to the shortstop, Jacobs, who picks it up, fires, and gets him at first. So that will end the inning. 1-2-3 again. Very short work of the Rams here with Lance. to get on the scoreboard. It is tied at 0. Leading off here for the Falcons, number 7, Lane Lease. And he takes first pitch strike. Let's get number 17, Bird here. Second inning of work. And that curveball is in there just on the inside corner for strike 2. 0-2 count here to Lane Lease, the first baseman. Bird's pitch is reached down and missed by Lease, so that'll be Bird's first strikeout. Or I'm sorry, second strikeout now. That's going to bring up number 31, Jesus Purdue. Purdue in left field today. That ball is outside, so 1-0 count here to Purdue. Ball's in the dirt, so again, Purdue gets ahead of the count, 2-0.
I'm good.
Purdue, very versatile player, can play all outfield positions and does catch as well. Good eye on the baseball as well. Does have a very decent, like a decently high on-base percentage too, especially here in the middle of this lineup. Ball's down. So 3-0 count here on Purdue. Let's see if he gets the green light. That ball is down, and that is a walk for Purdue. So 1 on, 1 out here in a scoreless game in the bottom of the second. It's going to bring up number 2, Jacob Netting. Netting in center field this afternoon. His first pitch is belted to left center field. That's going to take the center field back, and he does catch it at the warning track. So that is going to send Purdue back to first base. But Netting got a hold of that one, and Highschool was able to get to it. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. And number 8 lineup hitter is going to be number 16, Red Sensible, who is DHing today. Again, 2 outs. Bird's first pitch is called strike, so 0-1 count here on Sensible. Bird's curveball is half swung at and missed, so 0-2 count here on Sensible. 2 outs. Bird's pitch is fouled back here. So that's going to stay 0-2 count here on Sensible. And that pitch is swung on and missed. And he is tagged out for the 3rd out of the inning. So 1 runner left, no score here, going to the top of the 3rd for the Rams.
Hands on three. More, block on the spot. You go catch it. You go, all right. What that one catch it? What that one catch it? Okay. Go back to the top here. Amen. We should catch. They make it over 2 minutes. That was for 11.
Now we start with the top of the third here in a scoreless matchup between the Falcons and Rams. Orndorff back out on the mound. His first pitch will be a ball just outside. So 1-0 count here to the Southern Rams hitter, last name Lohr, number 15, who's in left field today. And curveball just over the head of Lohr. So it's going to be 2-0 count. Again, Orndorff pitching very efficiently here so far, starting his third inning of work and only has 15 pitches in. And that is lined right at the first baseman, Lease, and he catches it for out number 1. So now up for the Southern Rams is number 12, Glodfelty. He's at third base today, and that pitch is in there for a strike. So 0-1 count here to Glodfelty. His second pitch is fouled off, and will be 0-2 count here. And curveball is just outside. So 1-2 count here on Glodfelty. 1 out after the line out to Lease. And that is fired in there for strike 3. So 2 down now here in the Rams top of the third. That brings up now number 18 in the 9-hole, Spots, and his first pitch is swung on and missed, so 0-1 count. Orndorff's second pitch is outside, so it's going to even up the count, 1 apiece. Again, 2 outs here in the top of the third. No base runners yet here for the Rams. That pitch is in there for a strike, so Orndorff gets ahead, 1-2 count. 2 outs here in the top of the third.
Let's go, potentially, kid. Let's go. Hey, let's go, Dad. Let's go. What's going in? Hey, let's go in.
And that is actually going to hit. Will be the Rams' first runner here in the game. That's going to bring up the top of the lineup here for the Rams.
Let him learn about it. That's how you got it. Yeah, I'd rather take that. I thought I hit him in the hand. I thought I hit him in the hand. He kind of went out like that's what I thought he was trying to catch it. That's good, Jay. Good, Jay. Thank you, Jay. Good day. Boy, you're on it. You're on it. Good day. And good day. Good day. Good day. Okay. Hey, you don't want that. Yeah. First curveball, I saw.
So now after the batter was checked on at first base, everything is okay, and that's going to bring up Haskell here for the Rams. 1-1 count.
Good day. And good day. Good day.
And curveball in there for strike two. Wonder if Riley's got a curveball working today. Again, still pitching very efficiently here. 2 2/3 innings so far for Orndorff and only thrown 28 pitches.
Good day. And good day. Good day.
And that slider is just outside, so that's going to be 2-2 count here to Haskell.
Good day. Good day. Good day. And good day. Good day.
And pitch is popped up over to the second base side. And Jackson Hare does pick it up, so that will end the inning here for the Rams. Nobody scores, 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the third. Falcons looking to try to get a run across. It is tied 0-0. First up for the Falcons is going to be Julian Pattison, catcher in tonight's game. A swinging strike here for the first pitch, so 0-1 count here to Pattison. Bird's pitch is a little high, so it's going to even up the count here, 1-1.
All right. Let's go, Bert.
Pattison gets it down into the left field corner. That should be extra bases for Pattison, who does stand up at second base. So Pattison with the after the double from Pattison, and now pinch runner is going to be 21 Gunnar Bradshaw. It's going to bring up the top of the lineup for the Falcons and brings up Lanson Orndorff. Orndorff hits it to third, and it booted by the third baseman, and that is going to put Lanson on and advance the runner to third. So Falcons looking to strike first here in this game. Puts runners on first and third. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Now Orndorff will get a pinch runner.
Go, Jax. Go, Jax. Go, Jax. Good job.
Looks like Braden Tyler will be the pinch runner there for Orndorff. Now Jackson Hare up for the Falcons. He takes his first pitch ball. So 1-0 count here to Hare. Again, Falcons looking to strike first here with runners on first and third. Nobody out. Runner takes off for second. Throw is down, and he is safe. So good throw by the catcher, but just got above the tag there. Umpire said got to the outside of the bag, and the tag was applied at the hip. So runner is safe. So now runners at second and third. Here, nobody out for the Falcons. And Hare looking to drive in the first run or two of the game. Ball is outside. So full or 3-0 count here to Hare. Bird's pitch is outside, so that's going to load the bases up for the shortstop, Blake Jacobs. That's his second at bat. We have a mound visit here for the Rams. So after the short mound visit here from the Rams, again, bases are loaded with Falcons. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third, and Blake Jacobs comes to the plate. Bird's first pitch is outside. 1-0 count on Jacobs. Curveball is up and in. 2-0 count to Jacobs. On deck for the Falcons is Uriah Cutter, who was just thrown out at first base in his last at bat. 3-0 count now for Jacobs. Walk will bring in a run here, the first of the game here for the Falcons. That pitch is on the inside corner and called a strike. So Jacobs still ahead in the count, 3-1.
3-1.
Prototypical hitters count here for Jacobs. That ball is high, so that is ball 4, and that will bring in the first run for the Falcons on the Jacobs walk. Again, nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Bird struggling a little bit here. 41 pitches through 2+ innings of work. Again, nobody out here in the Falcons' third. Up now is Uriah Cutter. And first pitch swinging, and he misses. It is a 0-1 count. Good slider there from Bird to try to get Cutter to reach, and he did. Another breaking ball there from Bird. Swing and miss. So 0-2 count on Cutter. 0-2 count here on Cutter. Curveball is just outside, so 1-2 count here on Cutter.
Okay, thank you.
So that pitch was just a little high. That's what the ball call was for. Again, 1-2 count here on Cutter. Nobody out. Base is still loaded here for the Falcons, now leading 1-0. And that ball is driven into the outfield to left field. That'll bring in one Falcon runner. So base hit for Cutter on the 1-2 count. Drives in a run, so that extends the Falcon lead to 2-0.
Yeah, we know.
Now for the Falcons, that's going to bring up number 7, Lane Lease. After the base hit, and there's still nobody out here for the Falcons in the third. That pitch is high for ball 1. Bases are still loaded. And ball in the dirt is blocked. So 2-0 count here to Lease. And that pitch is in there for a strike. So 2-1 count here to Lane Lease. Again, this is Bird's third inning of work. 2+ innings now. 2 walks for the senior pitcher. And that is strike 2. So 2 evens it up at 2-2. Nobody out. Bases are still loaded. Falcons now lead 2-0 after the walk to Jacobs and the single by Cutter. And Bird gets the breaking ball and Lease to swing at it. So that is the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up number 31, Jesus Purdue. Purdue takes the first pitch for a strike on the outside corner. So 0-1 count here to Purdue. Again, a really productive hitter here in the middle of the lineup. Swung on and missed, so 0-2 count to Purdue. 52 pitches here so far for Bird. Again, through 2 1/3. That ball is high. So 1-2 count here to Purdue. Bird's curveball is in there for strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts for Bird, looking to try to get out of the jam here in the third inning. Falcons have had the bases loaded with nobody out for several hitters now. Scoring obviously on the walk and the base hit by Cutter. So it's going to bring up number 2, Jacob Netting here to try to get some more runs across for the Falcons. And he hits it back up the middle. It is off Bird's glove, takes an awkward hop, and does get past the shortstop. So that will force in another run as Hare crosses the plate and stretches the lead to 3-0 here for the Falcons. So now that's going to bring up number 16, Red Sensible, the DH for today. Again, bases still loaded here for the Falcons. They've now extended the lead 3-0 here, but 2 outs in the bottom of the third. That ball bounces, and Jacobs is headed home, and he is going to cross as the ball gets by the catcher. So Jacobs scores and now puts the Falcons up 4-0.
Let's go, Bird. Go, Bird.
So now after the pass ball, that's going to put runners on second and third, still in runners in scoring position, and sends a ball with the base hit in between the shortstop and third baseman, and that's going to score Cutter. So Rhett Sensabaugh with the RBI single now extends the Falcon lead here to 5-0.
Yeah.
So now for the Rams have been a pitching change for Bird, and it will be number 21. Leader will be the new pitcher, and that will send Bird to first base. So Bird is still responsible for the runner on third, also the runner on first. Runner on first and third. 2 outs here in the Falcon third, where they've tacked on 5 runs here, and now about to bat around as Julian Pattison comes to the plate, who led off this inning with a double down the left field line. Pattison's first pitch to Pattison is swung on and missed for the first 0-1.
Okay.
Second pitch is swung on and missed again. So 0-2 count here to Pattison. Again, 2 outs, and the Falcons lead Southern 5-0. All 5 runs coming here in the bottom of the third. Leader's pitch is down in the dirt. So 1-2 count to Pattison. Pitch is fouled off the ankle of Pattison, so count will stay 1-2. So not official yet on Bird's final stat line, but did have 2 2/3 innings. And Pattison strikes out on the slider from Leader, which will end the inning and the threat for the Falcons. So we go to the top of the 4th inning, where Southern looks to try to get back in this as the Falcons put 5 on the scoreboard and lead the Rams 5-0. Now from the bottom of the fourth here for the Rams, Braden Upole comes up and pops out to the center fielder. So one pitch, one out again for the Rams. Again, Orndorff keeping it very, very efficient here on the mound today. Still has only allowed one base runner on the hit by pitch, but no hits here for Orndorff. 3 1/3 innings into the game, and his team has gotten a 5-run cushion for him. Falcons lead 5-0 here in the top of the fourth. So the new pitcher leader here is in the box, and that is a strike. So 1-1 count here to leader. Signs from Patterson, and leader dribbles it up to the pitcher, who does get it over to Lease, and he throws it away. So that is going to allow leader to reach. Should be an error on Lease, but that is going to bring up number 17, Ryan Bird, here for the Southern Garrett Rams.
Let's go, Bird.
So Bird comes up to the plate. That curveball is in there, but called a ball. So 1-0 count here to Bird, the first baseman. An error on the first baseman Lease to get leader on first base. That pitch for Orndorff is called a strike. So 1-1 count here on Bird. 1 out, top of the fourth.
Let's go, Bird.
Bird is 0-1 on the afternoon. His third pitch is swung on and missed. So Orndorff gets ahead. 1-2 count here on Bird.
Let's go, Bird.
And Bird 2 2/3 innings, gave up 5 hits and 5 earned runs, walked 4 and did strike out 5. But a big inning against him in the bottom of the third for the Falcons. Leader came in and had 5 pitches and did get the strikeout of Patterson.
Turn the lights off. Turn the lights on Mercedes, shut the lights off. No, Mercedes, turn the lights off. Come on, back. 1-7 battle here. Let's go, Bird.
So after the short delay for a car having its lights on, we are back to play. The pitch is fouled back again, so count will stay 1-2 here on Bird. Number so far for Orndorff, 3 1/3. Does have 2 strikeouts and no runs or hits so far. for the junior pitcher. That ball is fouled back and hits Pattison in the face of the mask. And Pattison looks to be okay. And after checking on Pattison, he seems to be okay after taking the foul ball to the face mask. Again, 1-2 count, 1 out here in the Rams' fourth. Orndorff gets a curveball in, and it is looped over to the first baseman, Lease, who is able to catch it for out number 2. So that is going to bring up now the second baseman, Williams, here, number 10. 0 for 1 on the evening with a strikeout. One of Orndorff's 2 strikeouts tonight. That pitch is swung on and missed. 0-1 count. 2 down. Top of the fourth here for the Rams. Again, runner on first after the error with Lease trying to get it over to Orndorff, who just missed it. That pitch is high but swung on, and strike 2 here against Williams. Orndorff checks the runner, gets the signs, and he fires it in, and it is just outside. So 1-2 count here on Williams. 2 down. Orndorff still pitching pretty efficiently, with this pitch being number 44 on the evening. It's fouled off down the right field line.
They're right there.
So come back at it. 1-2 again. 2 down.
Great work. Beside him.
And that is called strike 3 for Orndorff, and that will end the inning for the Rams. So after 4.5, we go to the bottom of the fourth, where the Falcons lead 5-0. Welcome back to the bottom of the fourth inning, where the Falcons lead 4-0, and Orndorff leads it off, shoots it over to right field, and lines out to the right fielder. So 1 pitch, 1 out here for the Rams. And that is going to bring up number 13, Jackson Hare. Hare's 0 for 1 today, but has scored a run. He grounds it to the first baseman. Berg picks it up and steps on first for the second. So 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the Falcon 4th. That's going to bring up the third hitter, Blake Jacobs. Jacobs today does have an RBI on the walk. He's got 2 walks today. He does have an RBI and a run scored. That pitch is called a strike. So 1-1 count here on Jacobs. That ball is low, taken for a ball, so it's going to be 2-1 count here to Jacobs. Jacobs hits it to the shortstop, who does get it, fires over to first, and does get the put out. So 1-2-3 inning here for the Rams. They go into the top of the 5th, trailing 5-0.
Get a little more meat in your back there.
So we are now in the top of the 5th here, where the Falcons lead the Rams 5-0. Orndorff's first pitch to number 23, Tasker, is in there for a swinging strike. So 0-1 count on Tasker. Again, Orndorff pitching very efficient and very well tonight. 4 innings pitched so far. 3 strikeouts for the junior pitcher. But a lot of zeros across the board. 1 hit by batter, and that's the only runner he has allowed today so far. Pitch was a ball, and is ball is hit back up the middle off the glove of Orndorff, and Jacobs cannot get to it, so that runner will reach.
Keep it going.
And I do apologize. That will be the third runner now that has reached, but that should be a hit, and that will be the first one for the Rams here in the top of the fifth.
Oh, Ben. $221. Come in some. That's one just in case.
So now that is going to bring up number 15, Lore here for the Rams. Pitch is lost by Pattison, but nothing hurt. So 1-0 count here to Lore for the Rams.
Let's go back.
Again, Tasker finally able to get a hit on the board for the Rams here in the top of the fifth.
Hey, let's go back.
The first one for them, and that pitch is in there for a strike, so that's going to even up the count at 1-1.
Hey, let's go back. Going fast. Let's go back.
So 1-1 count here to Lore. Orndorff tries to get the runner out at first, but he is back safely.
Hey, let's go back.
Orndorff sets. Fires just a little high, so 2-1 count here on Lore. Again, 4 innings pitch here for Orndorff, only 3 strikeouts, and now just the 1 hit, which is the runner on first. And that ball is grounded toward the shortstop. Jacobs gets to it, fires over to first to Lease, and he is safe. So Lore with the infield hit is going to leave runners at first and second here for the Rams and nobody out. Looking to try to get back into this game. And that is going to bring up number 12, Gladfelty, who in his last at-bat was the one hit by the pitch in the elbow. Squares the bunt, pops it up, and it is it was not caught, but does get it over to the first baseman for the first out of the inning. So smart play there by Orndorff. Does keep in front of him and does get the out, but that does stretch the runners to second and third here with only 1 out for the Rams. So 1 out, runners on second and third for the Rams. That's going to bring up Spots, the DH in the 9-hole here for the Rams. And that ball is across for a strike for Orndorff. 0-1 count here to Spots. That curveball is a little high and outside, so evens up the count at 1-1. Again, runners on second and third for the Rams looking to get on the scoreboard here this evening. That pitch is swung on and missed here for a 1-2 count now on Spots. And that is fired in there for a strike 3. So that is going to be 2 outs here for the Rams. And that's going to bring up the top of the lineup here for the Rams. And that will be Jared Haskell here for the center fielder, who is 0 for 2 today. Haskell has only actually seen 2 pitches here, but 2 outs. So 0-2 for Haskell on the evening.
Nobody, Ben. Yeah, Jared. Praise behind.
And that pitch is up and in on Haskell. So 2-0 count here on the Rams center fielder, who is also an all-state basketball player for the Rams as well. That pitch is up and a little above the chest, so it's going to be a ball. So 3-0 count here to Haskell. Again, runners on second and third. 2 outs here for the Rams, trying to cut into that 5-0 lead that they face right now.
Let's go, Jared. Come on, Jared. Come on, Jared.
And that is in there for a strike. So hitters count 3-1 here against Haskell.
Oh, make one up here. Light it up.
Orndorff's pitch is outside. That forces the walk to Haskell. So that's going to load him up for Upol here for the Rams. So back to it, and the first pitch to Upol is going to be called strike. So 0-1 count here to the shortstop Upol. Again, a very decorated basketball player in his own right is Braden Upol. That pitch is swung on in the dirt, so it's going to be 0-2 count here for Orndorff, trying to get out of the bases loaded jam with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. This is the first time that Orndorff has had to face any type of adversity here in this game. And that is shot into the gap just over the shortstop's head, and that will score 2 here for the Rams. So a base hit for Upol will bring in 2 and cut the Falcons' lead to 5-2 here in the top of the 5th.
Good, Cade. Come on, 2-1. Cade, come on, 2-1. Keep this going here. Get this thing started.
So after that base hit by Upol does bring in 2, that's going to bring up the pitcher leader. And that pitch is outside. So 1-0 count to leader here for the Rams. Runners on first and second. Again, cutting into that lead. Falcons lead 5-2 here in the top of the 5th. There is 2 outs, and that is popped back foul right off the top of a truck. So 1-0 or 1-1 count here, 2 outs. And that pitch is grounded right back to the pitcher between his legs, but it is picked up by Jackson Hare, fired over to get the 3rd out at second, even though he does fling it over to first, does get the force out and end the run for the Rams. So after 4.5 innings here, the Falcons coming to bat in the bottom of the 5th, still leading the Rams The inning here for the Falcons is number 3, Uriah Cutter, who does swing and miss on the first pitch. That ball is outside, so it's going to even up the count at 1-1. Cutter 1 for 2 today with an RBI single. Back in that 5-run third. And that is hit right to the second baseman. He is going to get it over to first and get the put out for the first out of the inning. So 1 down here in the Falcon 5th. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Lane Lease. Lease looking to get his first hit of the game. 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. First pitch is in there from Leader is a strike. So 0-1 count to the big first baseman. That curveball is down and will even up the count at 1 apiece.
Keep working. Okay.
Lease pops it up just on the other side of the bag, and Bird is able to bring it in for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 down here for the Falcons, and that's going to bring up number 31, Jesus Purdue. Purdue is 0 for 1 today with a walk and a strikeout. Leader's first pitch is swung on down the first base line, but it is gathered up by Bird, and he touches the base for out number 3. So 3 up and 3 down for the Rams, who come to bat here in the top of the 6th, trailing Frankfort 5-2.
Tell Jared he needs to be next inning. Yeah. Good shoot, coach. You should have saved it for a break. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go first. Come on, Bird. Game on.
So we are back here in the top of the 5th, where the Rams look to try to gain a little bit more momentum here, trailing the Falcons 5-2. Ryan Bird is going to lead the inning off, and he takes a shot to the left fielder, and it is over Purdue's head to the fence. Bird is going to get up to a stand-up double for the Rams. Off the bat, it looked like Purdue had a pretty good jump on that, but then it looked up and it must have gotten lost in the lights or something. But that's the only thing I could think of, because he stopped and then just turned around and went and followed the ball to the fence. So Ryan Bird with a leadoff double here for the Rams. Next pitch is grounded off the glove to Orndorff and just missed by Jacobs. So Williams does reach on the infield single. Again, Southern getting a little bit of momentum here. Runners on first and second. Nobody out here in the top of the sixth. And that's going to bring up the catcher Tasker here, the third hitter of the inning. So the right side of the infield does come in, and it does force a bunt. Picked up by Orndorff, and he just throws it away. That's going to get to the fence, and that's going to bring in one. Ball is coming in, and runner is out at the plate. So Williams is cut down at the plate on the relay from Cutter. But they do score one, so they do cut into the lead here for the Falcons, 5-3. And now one out here in the Rams' sixth. So now that's going to force a pitching mound visit for Orndorff. With one down here in the top of the sixth.
Is Rich on second base now? Yeah. Okay. You're in the camera right here. Right down. Yeah, I didn't work a fit to his.
So now up for the Rams is going to be left fielder Lohr, with runner on second, one out after the relay play at home. Did get the runner, and Lohr base hit to left field. And that's bobbled by Purdue, and he fires it in, and that is going to score Tasker from second. So with that cuts into, it is now a one-run Falcon lead at 5-4 here in the top of the sixth. So now up for the Rams is going to be number 12, Glodfelty, the third baseman. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Orndorff's pitch is low for ball 2, so 2-0 count here to Glodfelty. Again, the Rams charging back here. Down only one, 5-4 here in the top of the sixth. That pitch is swung on and missed, so 2-1 count here to Glodfelty. That's actually going to be pitch number 77 there for Orndorff. And pitch number 78 is fouled back. So 2-2 here to Gladfeldt. 1 out, runner on second. Again, Rams have cut back and got back into this game at 5-4. Two runs here in the top of the 6th and 2 in the 5th have got them back in this game. Orndorff's pitch is foul tipped into the catcher's mitt for the strikeout. So 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. And that is going to bring up the bottom of the lineup. It's going to be a pinch hitter here for Spots. Number 7. I do not have a name, but I will have here one shortly. So we'll have a pinch hitter here, and then we'll have the top of the lineup for the Rams, which will bring up Haskell here. Falcons looking to get another out here to end the rally from the Rams. Again, have cut into the Falcon lead and is now 5-4 Falcons. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Orndorff still on the mound. He's thrown 79 pitches here so far. And his first pitch is in there, swung on and missed. So 0-1 count to Nesselrod here for the Rams. Orndorff fires again and strike 2. So 0-2 count here on Nesselrod with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Again, runner on second here for the Rams. And that is just a little bit outside here. So 1-2 count on Nesselrod for the Rams, who did pinch hit for Spots in the 9 spot here for the Rams. And that is swung on and missed for the second strikeout of the inning, and that will do it for the Rams in the top of the 6th. After 2 more runs scored for the Rams, they cut into the lead. Frankfort now leads 5-4 here going into the bottom of the 6th.
Because you don't freaking do it for green. You don't feel the pitcher said that to the fielder. And his dad just grabbed him in the arm so he get the hell drug out. You don't do that. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. He was thinking back there, you got freaking guy? Yeah.
The 6th here for the Falcons, where they do lead 5-4 after the Rams have scored 2 in each of the last 2 innings to cut the lead to only 1. First up for the Falcons, and that is going to be a base hit to left field for Netting, who leads off the inning with a base hit. So Jacob Netting with a base hit. That's going to be his second hit of the day. And that is going to bring up the DH, Red Sensabaugh, here for the Falcons, looking to try to get some insurance runs here to get to the top of the 7th.
Varsity baseball. You can start getting faster. Lots of you got much better in your last speed. I make you got in time. Just down your leg. That's how far behind you. So, waiting, I thought, okay, he's in here. Maybe I haven't seen it. Just make sure you want to do something. Thank you.
Nobody let me take another business.
You walk it, it won't hit you in the face.
So now in for the Rams at pitcher will be Jared Haskell coming in from center field, taking over for Leader in the pitcher spot. Leader is responsible for the runner on first. Leader pitched 2 2/3 inning, only gave up 1 hit and did strike out 1. So commendable performance after Bird was lit up for 5 runs in 2 2/3 to start the game. The first pitch from Haskell is a curveball and in there for a strike. So 0-1 count here to Sensible. Runner on first. Nobody out here in the Falcons 6th. Again, looking for some insurance runs here to get to the top of the 7th. Haskell's pitch is low and in the dirt for a ball, so 1-1 count here to Sensible.
Get 3. Haskell's curveball is outside, so 2-1 count to Sensible. Today, Sensible 1 for 2 with an RBI and does have a strikeout on the night. Again, all the Falcons runs coming in the bottom of the 3rd inning where they scored 5 and lead here 5-4. Runner gets back. That is netting over at first. Again, 2-1 count here to Sensible.
That fastball is cut on and foul tipped into the catcher's mitt. So it's going to be 2-2 count here again, or for Sensabaugh.
2-2. Ryan, give me some room. Ryan, 2 strikes.
Haskell's pitch is driven down the third base line, and it is a fair ball. He's going to look to go 2 and force the run, get the runner over to third base where he is safe. So runners will be at second and third here for the Falcons. Nobody out, and that is going to bring up Julian Pattison for the Falcons.
Actually, keep going. Go, Joel. Peanut. 9. I was thinking about it. Go out. Feel tough. There's the book. Number 1 is entering the game. Therefore, dropping the DH. The DH score is now entering.
So for the Falcons here in the bottom of the 6th, have a little rally going to try to extend their lead going into the last inning. Runners on second and third. Nobody out here for Julian Pattison at the plate. Pattison here is 1 for 2 with an RBI, or I'm sorry, with 1 for 2 with a double today. First pitch from Haskell to Pattison is a strike on the inside corner. Pattison got around on the fastball in the third inning, which started that 5-run rally. And he fouls off a fastball from Haskell here. So 0-2 count to Pattison. Again, nobody out. Runners on second and third. Falcons threatening to score to try to extend their lead as they lead now 5-4. And Pattison does get it into left field. That will drive in a run past the diving shortstop. And he does get, looks like, the pinch runner. Peyton Durst, the pinch runner for the Falcons, does get to third. And Pattison gets his second hit of the game to extend the lead for the Falcons 6-4. So that will put runners on the corners now. Pattison at first, Durst at third. Nobody out. That's going to bring up the top of the lineup with Lance and Orndorff, who's 1 for 3 today. Pitched very well so far today for Orndorff. Stat line so far, 6 innings. 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 of which are earned, and 6 strikeouts for the junior pitcher. That pitch is in there for a strike. So 0-1 count to Orndorff. Pattison did get a pinch runner for it. I just did not see who it was. So still runner on first and third here. Nobody out for the Falcons. Orndorff gets it to the second baseman, who off his foot, and does get it over to first base for the out, but does advance the runner. So runners on second and third now for the Falcons, and that brings up number 13, Jackson Hare. Hare 0 for 2 today, but has scored a run.
Hey, Shane, let's go. Shane, let's go. Hey, Shane, situation, guys.
So now one out here in the Falcons' sixth. Jackson Hare up. Runners on second and third. Falcons with one across already here in the inning to extend the lead 6-4. And pitches in the dirt, so 1-0 count here to Hare. Haskell gets the sign, and his pitch is tad high, so 2-0 count here to Jackson Hare. Blake Jacobs is on deck for the Falcons. He's 0 for 1 today, but does have an RBI with 2 walks. And following Jacobs will be Cutter, who was 1 for 3 with an RBI as well today. So good production there from the top of the lineup here for the Falcons. That curveball is low for a ball, so 3-0 count to Hare. Walk will load the bases for the Falcons. Only one out on the ground out by Orndorff.
Go, James, go, James.
Haskell's pitch is low and for a ball, so that is going to put Hare on again for the Falcons. So that's going to load him up for the shortstop, Blake Jacobs.
Hold on, let's go.
One down, one in here for the Falcons in the sixth. Again, bases loaded, one out. Trying to extend the lead here against the Rams, who of course have come back here. Scored 4 in the last 2 innings to cut it to 5-4 before Frankfort was able to run across this one here in the 5th or 6th inning. First pitch from Haskell is fouled back. So 0-1 here on Blake Jacobs. Yep, and that is going to be past the catcher, and the run will score. So that will extend the Falcon lead to 7-4 here in the 6th. Runners move up 90 feet, so runners now at second and third.
Yeah, happy, Bray. Okay, 3, 1-1.
Haskell gets back, gets the sign, and the pitch. That is outside, so 2-1 count here to Jacobs. Haskell does have a very good fastball, mid to upper 80s, and a killer curveball, which live by the curve and die by the curve there. Does get into the dirt and past the catcher, does cross over another run. 2 runs here in the bottom of the 6th for the Falcons to extend the lead 7-4. And that's his hit to the shortstop, and it does get past him. That could bring in 2. Bradshaw does get across, so that is the 3rd run here for the Falcons to extend 8-4 here on the base hit from Jacobs.
Middle back. Eyes. Breeze. Breeze.
So now that's going to bring up Uriah Cutter here for the Falcons. Again, runners on first and third here for the Falcons, who have run across 3 here in this inning to extend their lead by 4, 8-4 over the Rams. Haskell's pitch in the dirt, but blocked by the catcher. So 1-0 count to Cutter. Again, Cutter 1 for 3 today with an RBI. Coming back in that 5th inning, or the 3rd inning, with a 5-run 3rd. Haskell's pitch is swung on, and the ball is thrown down and past the second baseman, but no advancement from third. So stolen base for Jacobs puts another runner in scoring position for the Falcons.
We're up now. We're up. Let's go. 1-1. 1-1, sir. Thank you.
And on the slide there, it looks like Jacobs may have hurt his hand, but Coach Miller went out to check. Jacobs said he's fine, so we play on. So 1-1 count here on Cutter, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning here for the Falcons, where they've already stretched across 3 more runs to extend the lead 8-4. That pitch is up and in on Cutter, so 2-1 count on the right fielder. On deck for the Falcons is going to be number 7, Lane Lease. That is on the inside corner, called a strike, so evens up the count against Cutter, 2-2. Haskell's pitch is in the dirt, so it's going to bring up a full count, 3-2. And Haskell's pitch count getting up there here in this inning. He's already at 23 in relief here for the Rams. And that pitch is low, so that will get Cutter on for the 3rd time today. 2 walks and a base hit for Cutter. That's going to bring up Lane Lease.
Back at it here after the pitching change for the Rams. And Lease grounds it 2-2, could turn two, and it is thrown over past the shortstop into left field, and that is going to score two for the Falcons. So that will extend the lead. 10-4 here for the Falcons.
Race. Hey, same situation. Get on the ground. Let's go.
Every game. Tuesdays I work.
Yeah, it was loaded.
So now, after that, scored 2 runs on the error, which could have turned 2 and ended the inning. Does stretch the Falcon lead now up to 10-4. Now that's going to bring up Jesus Purdue here, and he lines it down the third base line, and it is fair. That is going to bring in Cutter from third on the single to extend the lead. Now 6 runs here in this 6th inning. It is now 11-4 Falcons. Again, only 1 out here for the Falcons in the bottom of the 6th, where they have stretched across 6 runs to extend the score to 11-4. Again, only 1 out. Jacob Netting at the plate. His first pitch that he sees is fouled back to the net. So 0-1 count here to Netting.
I got you. Come on, Jacob.
Netting takes the ball in the dirt for a ball. So 1-1 count here for Jacob Netting. Again, 6 runs here in the bottom of the 6th to stretch the Falcon lead to 11-4.
Hey, she might want help hold there.
That pitch is outside, so that is going to extend the count to 3-1 here for Netting. I'm sorry, 2-1 here for Netting. That ball is low, so now it will extend it to 3-1. Again, netting 2 for 3 today with an RBI. That pitch is up, so that will force a walk. So that is going to load up the bases again. That's going to bring up Peyton Durst here for the Falcons. Durst in for Sensabaugh, who was 2 for 3 with an RBI as well. So netting on for a third time. Sensabaugh was on 3 times tonight. And in on deck is going to be Julian Pattison, who has also been on 3 times tonight too. And Peyton Durst grounds one up the middle to the shortstop, who does pick it up, tosses it to second for 1, and does get the ball over to first, but it is lost, and it's going to score 2 runs here for the Falcons. So it's going to stretch the lead to 13-4 for the Falcons.
Look it out, let's go.
So 8 runs across here in the bottom of the 6th for the Falcons. Brings up Julian Pattison. Again, 2 for 3 today with an RBI and a walk, so he's been on 3 times. First pitch fastball just misses for Pattison, so 0-1 count here. 2 down for the Falcons. Durst on first, who does represent the game-winning run for the Falcons, which would be a 10-run rule. And that is a foul tip, and comes back and hits the umpire in the mask.
That's a straight on the side. Good. Oh, I'm sure.
Hey, close it here, goes in here. Let's go.
So after giving the umpire just a few moments to kind of collect himself after getting hit in the mask, we resume play. That's 0-2 on Pattison here. 2 outs, runner on first for the Falcons. Again, Durst on first does represent the game-ending run if he were to cross the plate. And that ball is called strike 3. So that will end the bottom of the 6th here for the Falcons, where they stretch across 8 runs in the inning and lead the Rams going into the top. And back here in the top of the 7th, and Haskell leads off, lines it back to the pitcher who does get it to first for the putout for the first out of the inning. Falcons come into the 7th inning after scoring 8 runs in the bottom of the 6th to stretch their lead to 13-4. Up next for the Rams is going to be Braden Upole. 1 for 3 today. Does have the 2 of the 4 runs here for the Rams, and that is lined to the pitcher again off the glove of Sensabaugh, and Upole is going to reach on the infield single. So it'll be Upole's second hit of the day for the Rams. Two pitches here for Sensabaugh, who does replace Lance and Orndorff on the mound. Orndorff with a great outing today, 6 innings pitched, only gave up 6 hits after going the first 4 with nobody on. Sensabaugh's first pitch is in there for a strike. Back to Orndorff, gave up 4 runs, 2 of which were earned, only walked 1, did have a hit batsman, and did strike out 6. Sensabaugh comes in here in the bottom or the top of the 7th, and that is number 21, Leader, who does get the hit to left field. So that is going to put runners on first and second here for the Rams. That's going to bring up the big man Ryan Bird here for the Rams, who started the game as the pitcher. Then Leader came in to replace him, and he moved to first base. Bird's numbers today, 2 2/3 innings, gave up 5 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, did walk 4, and struck out 5. Bird swings at the first pitch here, and it is fouled back. So 0-1 count here to Bird. 1 out here in the Rams 7th, looking to try to come back here in the top of the inning. Again, 8 runs in the bottom of the 6th for the Falcons, stretch the lead to 13-4. Bird takes his hack at the second one, fouls it back. Almost identical spot. So 0-2 count here to Ryan Bird, the first baseman. Again, runners on first and second, 1 out. Rams trying to mount a comeback. Sensabaugh's pitch is inside, so it's going to even the count at 2 apiece. Bird today at the plate is 1 for 3. Does have a run scored. His hit was the double. And that 2-run inning they had in the 5th inning. Rams kept it close. Did cut it to 5-4, and then the 8-run 6th. And on that pitch, it is swung on and missed. So strikeout for Sensabaugh on Bird. That is going to give 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. And now it comes down to number 10, Williams here, the second baseman, who has struck out twice today, but is 1 for 3 on the evening. Sensabaugh's pitch. It's actually going to be missed by the umpire and hit in the shoulder again. Actually, that did hit the batter, so that is going to load the bases for the Rams. So it's going to load the bases for the Rams with 2 outs. And that is going to bring up the catcher, Tasker, who is 1 for 3 tonight, but does have 2 runs scored. 2 of the 4 runs scored for the Rams have come just from Tasker.
In between the 2 gates. There's 2 gates up there.
The Sensible's pitch is high for ball 1. So bases loaded, full of Rams. 2 outs. Tasker at the plate. Sensible's pitch is fouled off the toe of Tasker. Goes foul. So 1-1 count.
He wouldn't have offered him nothing to look for.
Well, they're all eating these gummies. He's got 2 or 3 packs and the hogs have hit them all.
The Sensible here, 2 2/3 of an inning. He has given up 2 hits so far in this inning. Does have a strikeout as well. Not a safe situation, but Sensible looking to close it out here. And that curveball is in there for a strike. So 1-2 count here on Tasker. The Sensible's pitch is outside, so back to even at 2-2.
That's what he always is. He's like that.
Sensible gets a sign. His pitch is up and check swing is no go. So that is going to give a full count here to Tasker on the check swing. Full count, 2 outs, bases loaded. Rams trail 13-4 here to the Falcons. Sensible looking to close out the game. That is fouled back to the backstop. So Tasker stays alive. Full count. Sensible back at it. His pitch is up, and that will force in a run for the Rams. So Tasker works a walk and gets the RBI. And that is going to bring up the left fielder Lohr here for the Rams, who is 2 for 3 on the evening. Curveball from Sensible is in there and start 0-1 here to Lohr. Again, 2 outs here, top of the 7th. 1 run across for the Rams now. Bases are still loaded, and the Falcons lead 13-5. That pitch is swung on, gets away from Pattison, but Sensible is able to cover and no advancement from the runner. So 0-2 count, 2 outs, top of the 7th inning. Rams trying to mount a comeback here. Did cut the lead. 5-4 in the top of the 6th. But the Falcons come back with 8 in the 6th inning to stretch the lead to 13-4. And now 13-5 after the run from the Rams here after the walk to Tasker. That pitch is inside and called a ball. So 1-2 here to Lohr.
Come on, big guy, let's go.
Lohr looking for his 3rd hit of the game tonight. And that is grounded to 3rd, where he will pick it up and touch 3rd base, and that will end it. So that is it for the game, and that is final score of 13-5. The Falcons win tonight here at Falcon Stadium.
I noticed that too.
Use this camera. Good?
All right, so post game here with shortstop Blake Jacobs. Blake got on base 4 times today. Get the big win, 13-5. Rate your performance tonight. I mean, I feel like last couple of games kind of went. You did go hitless. Did have a big game tonight. What really attributed to that?
I just haven't been seeing the ball good, but today, I mean, we had a good pitch on the mound. We made an adjustment. As a team, we just came a long way. This is definitely our best game, and I think I started seeing it well and getting back on track like I was last year on hitting. And able to see it well tonight.
Absolutely. Yes, I mean, as you said, like you're able to see the ball a little bit better. Very well pitched game here from Southern. Threw a lot of off-speed pitches. Has that really kind of been a bugaboo for you this season so far? Or is it just an all-around pitching so far?
I mean, we're going to see a lot of off-speed. We're probably, in my opinion, the best hitting team in the state. So we're going to see more than a lot of other teams. And they throw, the one lefty throws a lot of off-speed. We knew that coming in here.
So Friday night, you have Hedgesville. What can you expect from Hedgesville coming in here?
They're a very good team. They're always tough matchup, and they got a lot of good pitching. Huge school, but we always put up a good fight. And expect it to be a good game.
And I'm glad you brought that up. You've played several, quad A schools here so far this season. You are now 5-3 on the season. Of course, only a couple of big losses. Spring Mills on Saturday, which we don't want to talk about. After having a conversation with Coach Miller with that, losing to Morgantown in extra innings. Does that really help you guys, playing those bigger schools, even though I still see you guys as a AA school essentially, but you are AAA. Do you really feel like that does help to the success of this team playing those bigger schools?
Yeah, because last year we faced all those teams and then come into this game, or come into this season and face, those were some of our toughest opponents, and then get to the playoffs and it's just not as better opponents. It gets us ready.
Yeah, it really does prepare you for, going forward and late in the season, especially, having that state championship last year. So, but thank you, Blake, very much. Again, 2 for 4 today, on base 4 times today for Blake Jacobs, senior shortstop. Game on Friday may have rain, so keep an eye out on that, but game time is 4:30 against Hedgesville. We'll be right back with some words from Coach Miller.
All right, we're here with Coach Miller after the 13-5 win over Southern. Coach, I mean, you had a 5-0 lead after the third, and then got back 2 runs there in the 5th and 6th inning, and then you have the big 6th inning with an 8-run inning. What happened there?
Well, we saw pitches. The lefty really got us off balance in the 5th and 6th inning, or 4th and 5th inning, I'm sorry, and then 6th inning we finally made some adjustments. He hit a pitch count. They brought in a guy with some more fastballs. We were preaching this week about hunting fastballs. They did a nice job, hit the ball hard. When they had to pull their infield in, we hit some hard ground balls that got through, gave us some runs. And we had some big hits when we needed them. Jesus with a double down line was really big. Rhett had a double down the line that was big. So a lot of big hits mixed in with a little bit of just with their defense being drawn, a little bit of luck, and turned into a big inning and made the end of the game a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, so talking to Blake there, a lot of 2-hit games from your upperclassmen, your seniors, so big games from them. Blake said he's seeing the ball a lot better. Is that really what all of those kids are seeing now?
Yeah, we're starting to see the ball better. I wasn't really happy with Saturday's hitting performance. It was a little bit better yesterday. It was the best hitting game we've had all year. Today, as a group, netting got on. Hit a couple balls hard, got on twice. Jake, like you said, had 2 hits. Julian hit a double down the line. So, we started piecing balls today that we hadn't been piecing. So I'm very happy with that performance. We worked really hard on it on our off day. And then we obviously playing back-to-back days, you get to see pitches, and we're starting to see the ball better.
Yeah, so that puts you at 5-2 on the season now, with Hedgesville possibly coming up Friday, given weather. So what can you really expect from Hedgesville? Another, as Blake put it earlier, another big school that really does prepare you guys for the stretch run here on the season. What can you expect from Hedgesville?
They're really good, especially if they have their ace on the mound. They got a sophomore lefty that really brings it, really good pitcher. So we're going to sit and figure out, with the weather, what we're doing. For us, we have plenty of options. Jackson and Red are both available, Lane's available. So we'll piece our pitching together with our guys, and we'll be all right. And hopefully we'll see their best, because that's what does prepare you for the end of the year, to see good pitching. So we'll be ready late. So that's what I expect. But if we don't see their one, they're still a good program, very well coached team. So looking forward to Friday.
And last question for you. So obviously, want to talk about Lanson and his pitching today. He was on fire basically there for the first 4 innings, and kind of got away from a little bit. What has led him to a lot of his success on the mound? Because he is a very multiple position player. But what can you talk about his performance today on the mound?
He threw strike 1 today, and when you throw strike 1, the difference in batting average between 0-1 and 1-0 is huge, and he was up 0-1 a lot today. And Southern's extremely aggressive, and so they were swinging the bats. And when you swing the bat with Lanson, he doesn't give up a lot of hard contact. Even when he was giving up some hits, they weren't really stung. They did have a nice shot in between third and short there, but otherwise everything was not very great contact. And that's what he does. He's a contact guy, but he's weak contact. So he was very good getting up on hitters. Where we've struggled this year with, I was looking at statistics today. He's had 3 leadoff walks, and all 3 of those guys scored. Today he didn't have one of those. So that's big, throwing strike 1 and getting the first out of the inning. That's why he was so effective today. Even in the 2 innings he gave up runs, it wasn't like he was giving up hard contact. Just sometimes the ball gets, hit them where they aimed, as they say, and that's what happened. And they did a good job taking advantage of it and scoring some runs.
Yeah, very efficient pitching effort today from Lanson. Mm-hmm. I think he had 46 pitches through 3 innings, and then kind of the top or the bottom fell out of it a little bit there in the 4th.
46 through 4 innings.
Okay, 46 through 4. So thank you for the correction.
Yeah.
But yeah, very efficient outing. But again, as you said, Friday's game going to be kind of up in the air with the rain. But definitely looking forward to it here at Falcon Stadium. 4:30 first pitch against Hedgesville on Friday. We'll see you then. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.